Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the wild beyond the Witchlight, Part 9. Today is March 6th, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we have a Discord set up that's also linked with our Patreon, so that way you can ask us a bunch of questions for our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where, again, we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask either myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us at patreon.com/indooradventures to check up on that after show, or, again, join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description or audio cast down below. Of this video or audio cast down below. But let's say that you already support us on Twitch, you already support us on YouTube and Patreon and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back, quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and it's lost on my desk, but trust me when I say we have face masks of a variety, all with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds of those masks goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you'd like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who are you playing today?
Hello, everybody. I'm RJ, and today I'll be playing Vice, the Tiefling Rogue. We both go by he, him.
And I'm Sarah. I'll be playing Lowry Moon, the Hexblood Spore Druid, and we both go by she, her.
And I am Mediaflare. Oh gosh, am I muted?
We can hear you.
Okay. And I am Mediaflare. They, them. I do not know where my razor is, and I'll be playing Pamferdam Roski, the gnome artificer.
And I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. She, her. I'm going to be playing as Clout Impkin, the Tiefling Bard, he, him.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, two things before we start in on today's game. It's been several weeks since we last played. In the time since we have last played, things have gotten a little weird, I would say, all things considered in our IRL space. So with that in mind, I would like for everyone to know that tonight's game does have a content warning, being war/revolutions. So if that is not something that you are interested in seeing at all or hearing about, I would say check in, hopefully, at around the halfway mark of this video or audio cast, in which case we'll have moved past that as far as the narrative goes. Then you can get back to enjoying the game. Otherwise, we do a pretty good comprehensive breakdown, at least as far as like descriptions for each video. So if you do end up missing out on this video or audio cast, we should have all of that set up and ready for everybody. Hopefully Nightbot is also going to be reminding people in the chat that, hey, these are things that you might be seeing or hearing about in tonight's game. So again, just trying to make things better for folk, because we can't really make things better, but we'll at least try and make it so that way, if this is something that you don't want, as far as the what happened to escapism, if this is a little too close for home, completely understand. Hopefully you end up staying with us or you end up coming back. Either way, you are loved. And then, before we start playing today, what did we all do last time? So thankfully we had just gotten done speaking with a Galabdur who is really all about Clout doing a heckin' dance. Pamferdam fixed a balloon, which was also very radical. And you all were able to meet with King Gullop the 19th, the leader of the Bullywug peoples. It was at that point that you also had encountered an individual named Clapperclaw, rescued a Bullywug knight named Morgort, and proceeded to make your way across the river in the hopes of meeting with the would-be king, Illig, the Baron of Muckstump. Along the way, you may have lost a party member temporarily to the powers of a great white tree that you had pissed off. And Clout had ended up having I don't want to call it a recurring dream, but it was definitely a out-of-body experience that he may have had before, meeting with a woman who gave him the Mark of Zybilna, which was a chicken-footed tattoo beneath his right eye. A symbol that Lowry believes is a very different thing entirely. Now, at that point, you had ended up meeting with Illig. Illig spoke with a smooth southern drawl that immediately made everybody very suspicious of him. And at that point, you decided that, okay, if we're going to be starting up, if we're going to be instigating this revolution, if we are going to be setting some sparks to fly, one, Clapperclaw, he's not going to be around for this. He's a sweet little morose boy. He needs to be put inside of the inn at the end of the road. Also, you guys fought a giant tree and it ended up being a pretty bad time. So what do we do then? We end up moving from that point to, again, the inn at the end of the road. So that way you are all able to at least get some rest in, figure out what you want to do as far as this revolution thing goes. And upon your arrival, you had seen that the two Bullywug individuals that Pamferdam had told, hey, if you don't want, in case of a revolution or any kind of thing, get out of town. And they were like, you got it. And so they were actually chilling at the inn when you had arrived, saying in their best common, non-combatant, as well as that another one had said pacifist, being that they were uninterested in any of the events of the high courts of the high treason of the Soggy Court. So it is that where we will end up coming back to our game, which is that the four of you have made it back into the inn at the end of the road. Sue is there. She seems pleasantly surprised that she has more tenants. Again, she was shocked that there was the four of you, let alone now two additional Bullywugs. And Vice, you had asked if she would like a more permanent bard to play at the inn. But after she'd agreed, saying that she would enjoy that, what are the four of you getting up to? What's the deal here? What's going on? What's the lay of the lands?
Vice is at the bar, grabbing a drink of mushroom brew and knocking one back.
Does Sue speak Sylvan?
Sue, let me check.
I would hope so, what with the business that she runs.
I would assume so as well. If not, she does speak Druidic.
Okay. Because if she doesn't speak Sylvan, Lowry's probably helping her acclimate the Bullywugs that came here to the inn, which she can still do, just not as a translator.
Yeah, it is. It says that she has the standard stats of a druid. So let's find out if a druid in 5e speaks Sylvan.
Not
nope.
off. Yeah, no, not off the bat.
All right, so she would not speak Sylvan. However, she does speak Druidic. If you wanted to have a brief aside with her, otherwise, you could at least teach her some key phrases. Or again, these Bullywugs seem like they are capable of speaking common. Like you can overcome the language barrier with a little bit of time.
Yeah, Lowry will teach her some common phrases to ease in the communication process with these two, and also just translate the more complicated stuff that Sue might need to get across.
Okay. Yeah, no, as far as things that Sue needs to get across, it's things like she kind of asks you, as monarch of the Witchlight Festival. She knows, but are they with you?
I think they're with Pam. I'm not quite sure.
I'm more asking, are they with you in like an adventuring? They're going to be doing what you are going to be doing.
Oh,
in
no,
that
no.
whole thing. All right.
I think they're here more for protection from things that may be happening out there.
And she just sort of like hand waves at that and says, well, with that, can you tell them or ask them, do they have any skills? Reciprocity for my hospitality.
Do you have any skills in Sylvan?
And they look at each other, nod, and they say that they can fix things. They're handymen.
They can fix things. They're good with their hands.
And she, like, her eyes narrow because magic exists and mending is a spell. But she'll take what she can get on that one, and is willing to then hire these bullywugs, or at least bring them on board for the time being in exchange for room and board. But you do have to play a little bit of relay.
That's fair.
Okay, and Lowry, while you're doing relay, Clout, what are you and Pam getting up to?
That's a good question. I think that Clout makes sure that we're all moved into the tavern. And then he like sort of gives the tavern, like he goes outside and he like gives it a once around to make sure that, you know, like we weren't followed. Looks like we're safe. And then he'll like stand at the door for a bit, just kind of like keeping a lookout. And like eventually standing gets to be pretty rough on his ribs, so he'll eventually go and sit at the bar.
There's a shot glass that slid your way, and then a rough pour of whatever alcohol's on hand.
You guessed it, it's more mushroom brew.
Oh boy, my favorite. He'll sort of swirl it a little bit, and then knock it back, drop the glass, and then look over at Vice.
What? Something on my face?
Keep on saying that.
You keep looking at me.
Just gonna reach over and like grab the bottle off of, you know, like from in front of him. It looks like he's going in for a kiss. No, he takes the bottle, and he like he pours a drink for Vice, and then he pours a drink for himself, puts the bottle back.
How's how you holding up?
Feel like shit.
You look like it.
People keep on saying that. Matches it.
Vice turns the shot glass upside down and like rummages on the other side of the bar for more shot glasses. Is it going to be one of those nights?
Maybe. Though we should probably figure out what we're doing exactly before we get too into our cups.
Right. Honestly, if it goes off without a hitch, the best plan is this whole meet cute thing the Bollywogs have planned.
Sure. Like that's the short term, but I don't know, dying kind of puts things into perspective. I feel like we need to figure out exactly why we're here.
As in like a life purpose or in the now?
this is a really dangerous place. These are dangerous people that we're dealing with. I think that we all need to come to a consensus, and he says this a little bit louder and looks over at Lowry and Pamferdam on what exactly we're doing here.
I know what I need to do.
There's no sound coming from you, Pam.
I heard an ah, but it was very low.
Making sounds with my voice to see if anything comes through.
Coming
However,
through.
Much better. Much better.
I didn't do anything. Pamferdam will chime in.
Well, I originally knew what I was doing here, but the scheme of things kind of stretched out a lot further beyond that.
Scope's getting a little wild.
Sounds like we're going to be stuck here for a lot longer than just a few hours, quick in and out, 20-minute adventure type thing.
I mean, technically we are on a different plane of existence, so it's possible that a week has already passed for us on the other material plane.
Yeah, who knows how long is passing out there.
Right. I'm just saying that, like, I originally planned on this kind of just being a quick side quest, go talk to a manager type thing, and then suddenly now I'm several days or minutes, depending on your concept of time, in watch somebody get murdered recently, watch a second person get murdered recently. Now we are trying to figure out whether or not we are participating in a bit of a coup type situation, or whether or not we are going to go try and usurp a throne for a collection of hags, or for usurp from 3 hags and return it to 1. Is she a hag? Is the original queen also, like, I don't know, understand what species they are, but regardless, it's just like there's a whole lot more going on than I originally planned.
I believe we are dealing with multiple hags, but some are okay and some are not.
Pretty sure there's only one hag here, which is lucky for us. Regardless, if that hag is half as dangerous as that tree was, I don't think we'll survive that.
I mean, even a good hag can be dangerous.
I didn't really plan on doing like a whole lot of fighting or anything when I came in here.
I don't think we necessarily have to do fighting. I'm sure we can probably talk our way out of it. As far as, what was the NPC's name that we wanted our help?
Illig, the Baron of Muckstump.
Illig. Okay. That is not the name that I had in my head. Thank you.
Or are you thinking about Margot?
Morgoth?
No, Illig.
Morgort was the
Morgort.
knight.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of bullywug names. But I've written them all down, so just ask me and I can look it up.
Yeah, please do.
It's
'cause
amazing.
Honestly, I don't remember these.
I'm so glad
mean,
I'm not the
yes.
note taker.
I don't know why, but somehow I became the note taker of this game.
As far as Illig is concerned, he already has what he needs to get close to the king. He could just walk in, returning the king's champion who has run away, and then have his meet cute moment. So technically, we just have to maybe drop him off nearby.
Yeah.
I thought the plan was to present us as prisoners, and then as he's going to do something, trip and stab the king.
Right, but he already has what he needs to get in front of the king, so he doesn't necessarily need us as prisoners.
True.
Yeah, they already have a prisoner at least.
Yeah, I think that whole situation's going to happen regardless of whether or not we have any involvement. But if we do have involvement, then we get titles. If we get titles, then what? We have more sway in the land of Hither?
Possibly. Apparently titles go a long way, no matter what rank you attain.
Right.
Assuming it's the right title, or it gets you into a load of trouble and thrown into jail.
Guess that's also true.
Dealing with Blightclaw. Skipping over the whole coup. Do we want to try to get the other hags against her? It'd be a lot easier to pit them against one another than to fight them straight out.
Might be a good idea to get them all to start fighting each other if we can.
You think you're persuasive enough to do that?
I have
Maybe.
my moments. Clout
such
and
a
Vice
genuine
look at each
moment.
other.
That's great. This is why I play D&D.
We might be able to.
Away is the...
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just trying to figure out how far away is the place where they believe that the original queen is hidden away.
I don't think anyone knows that.
I thought it was some sort of tower.
Something about
The
a
Palace
is it a
of
red
Heart's
palace?
Desire.
Palace
Yeah.
of Heart's Desire.
Palace of Heart's Desire.
Clout screws up his face, sticks a knuckle in between his eyes, and says, "Remember the rule of 3. Find the alicorn. Free the dormant queen at last."
So I guess now that we've learned the rules of 3, we need to figure out whatever the alicorn is.
There are 3 lands here, right? In Prismere. If this is
Yeah,
the
but
only
they're the real
advice that Witch and Light gave me before I went into the land of Prismere, I have a feeling that each piece of that advice applies to each land in Prismere.
So we'll find the alicorn in the next land, and in yon we'll find the Palace of Heart's Desire, because why not?
3 things, 3 places. Makes sense.
Remember the rule of 3.
Clapperclaw will actually pipe up. The palace is in yon.
Like we actually found that out at
So
one
the
point.
third one?
Well, it's like, yeah.
Wait, Clapperclaw, how do you know that?
Yeah.
They came from there. That's where they were twisted, manipulated,
Mm-hmm.
experimented on.
I was in thither, but when you move through the mist, or when you're up in a high place, you can see the palace.
From
It
any
would
high
be
place.
like if it was a circle, and he tries to like put his crab claw hands together to create like an ovoid of sorts.
Buddy, hold on. Vice pulls out a piece of paper and makes like a little circle drawing and then gives it to Clapperclaw.
It's like that. Do you have any ink?
Yeah, I have an inkwell and a quill.
He dips the front of his claw into the ink.
Great.
Hold on. Walks
gonna
over to the
look
table,
terrifying.
puts like a bottle on one corner of the paper, a bottle on the other so it doesn't move, and lets Clapperclaw do his thing.
So, in this, and he basically will create what looks like a pie chart with 3 large wedges. And in the middle, he will make a circle. And says, "That's the palace." And he like dabs at the middle of the circle with his claw. And says, "Well, we're down here." And he writes as best he can. Imagine like a child scrawl. Now imagine if that child only had 1 large digit and it was a crab claw that they could use to write.
You know
like,
what? Less to keep track of.
like,
He's probably very dexterous.
It's
at this.
it's like he can't write with his wrist. He's full on
No choice but to do it
go
with,
with
his
the elbow. Very straight
Exactly.
lines.
He's gonna be a fantastic artist.
Yes, he will.
Oh God, why did you say it like that?
Because he's dead.
That hasn't stopped him yet.
That's true. But so he will draw that in the lower portion where you all are is hither, to the upper upper right hand side, thither, and then on the far left side is yon.
So it looks like the castle's in the center of everything. What if
Mhm.
we took the time to go find the palace, maybe even do a cursory look around to see if we can find out where the queen is trapped or stuck, and
Yeah.
if we need to return to any of the 3 zones to find the alicorn or do something about the rules of 3 or whatever, we have easy access to any of those locations.
Yeah,
Does that kind of check out?
I'm with Pam here. There's nothing stopping us from going straight to the queen, right?
The mists. No one knows how
Mhm.
to get to the palace.
But you said you know your way through the mists.
I only know the way to thither. Between hither and thither.
Ah, okay. So
We might-
that is the problem.
So we might be able to find other folks who know their way through the mist to other locations.
Mm-hmm. Those people on the cloud balloon. The cloud balloons are from yon.
Gotcha.
Didn't a cloud balloon crash not pretty far away from here?
Well, I think that was just a regular one, but yeah, when we first got here, we saw one crash, but that was like
days
at least a
ago.
couple dozen miles away.
Didn't you fix
Mhm.
that, Pam?
No, different balloon. There's a lot of balloons in this place.
Oh my god.
People like balloons.
I love balloons.
Who doesn't like balloons? Clout pours himself another drink.
After he finishes pouring the drink, Lowry just comes back with her teapot and a cup and just places herbal tea and takes your shot from you. You'll thank me in the morning.
He holds the tea and just looks at you. Leans back. All right. So, what's in front of us right now is this revolution.
Mhm.
They've made sure that we got out of there safe. We owe them at least to walk them to the door.
Are they still in the vicinity with us, or have they kind of milled about in the rest of the tavern?
You just had the two bullywugs that were there.
Mhm. Yeah, Illig didn't come with us.
Yeah, Illig was staying behind. Got to work on
Okay,
his
cool.
plan. Got to practice. Got to practice his fall, you know? His trip.
Clapper, you don't know the way yourself, but do you happen to have an idea of who might know how to find the palace?
And you hear his gourd like rattling with coins. Granny Nightshade knows.
Of course she does.
And we do need to go visit Granny Nightshade to get back what was taken from you, correct, Pam?
I'm having a hard time keeping track of names. Is Grandma Nightshade the Blightclaw?
No, Granny
No.
Nightshade is in
Okay.
thither.
Okay,
Blightclaw
okay.
is Bavlorna. She's here.
Right. Okay. Bavlorna, Blightclaw, got it.
Bavlorna
Several weeks off.
Bavlorna
Bavlorna has
Blightclaw.
Okay.
got a tub that she sits in. She needs water. We can fuck with her tub if we want to fuck with her.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And Illig had items that she may want. Pam,
Yep.
can you make something non-magical but somewhat convincingly look magical?
Oh yeah, that's actually a lot easier than making a real magic item.
So what if we did this? So she looks around to make sure the other two bullywugs aren't close by.
No, they have actually been taken into the kitchen to fix some of the plumbing.
Fantastic. So the bullywugs don't seem like the brightest crayons in the crayon box, right? What if we
Uh-huh.
just convince Illig that we're handing him a talisman that would make his plan foolproof and wouldn't even need us? Doesn't have to actually be a talisman of any sort, but as long as he believes it is, it has power.
I don't think
Then
he.
what?
I don't think he necessarily is going to make us do this.
You
No,
you
but
want
it's a
to tell a lie?
No, the power of belief is a very strong thing.
If you believe hard enough, sometimes you can fly.
Oh, really? I'm gonna start
Only-
believing really hard.
Clout
You-
pulls out a bag of pixie dust and then just dusts Clapperclaw and says, "Go nuts."
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. And he like claws up and he just starts levitating up. Just I'm a butterfly.
What the fuck?
I'm just gonna remove that from my inventory.
It's like a lucky rabbit's foot. They're not necessarily lucky, but people think they are, so therefore they are. So we can use the talisman to maybe barter for those items that Blightclaw would want.
What are these items? Did we actually see them at some point?
Mm-mm. There were
They
just
are-
crates that said Blightclaw on them.
The
Yeah.
taxidermy
Yeah.
material.
Oh, so we could
bits
hide
and
inside the
pieces of
boxes
different kinds
then
of
when they're
animals.
delivered?
Or we could just deliver them.
That was Illig's plan for how to get us to Blightclaw.
Okay, so it sounds like it's already set up then.
Yeah. Well, what's our plan for when we actually go and talk to her?
Use the items to negotiate for what was taken from Pam back.
Okay.
We don't have a receipt of payment from her, so.
Blightclaw
Payments
also
owed.
has Clapperclaw's head.
True.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's in the boxes.
I could make real magic items too if we needed to use more stuff to trade. I can only just do a certain amount at a time, though, so certain magics would have to turn off. But yeah, if we need to trade or negotiate that way, that's an option.
Not a bad idea to have that in our back pocket. The art of a good deal is to make it seem like you're giving up more than you really are.
I think we
I-
can swing
I-
that.
Yeah, I like the option of trying to trade or negotiate over a fight.
All right. Negotiate with Miss Bavlorna Blightclaw. Underscores negotiate 3 times in his notes.
He's learning.
Sounds like a
Right.
plan, actually.
Do we have any way of finding out when this is supposed to happen? Like, should we take the time to rest up first, or do we need to run back and meet
Yes.
back up with Illig?
I need to sleep and prepare my spells and swap out some.
You guys had also told Illig that you would let him know your stance on the matter in the morning after you got some rest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Well, then if it's already figured out, yeah, I definitely need to get some rest too. We're really good to go. We have some breakfast in the morning and start this thing off.
All right, everybody, get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be busy.
Clout reaches over, grabs Vice's drink, downs it, and heads for bed.
Oi! Party foul! Pours himself another drink.
How long does the pixie dust last?
Like a minute, I believe. I already deleted it, man. I have no idea.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. At the end of the 10 minutes, you just hear, "Can some," like the sound of change rattling. "Can somebody help get me down?" And Clapperclaw's just like on a chandelier that's up
Vice
there.
will stand underneath Clapperclaw. All right, come on. I'll catch you.
Are
It's
you
okay. They're really strong.
sure?
They can do it. You just gotta let go and fall, okay?
Okay. And Clapperclaw will release himself.
Vice will catch him.
Let's see about that one.
Oh God.
Is he heavy? Let's find out.
They're full
Roll
of money.
me. This would be a dexterity saving throw to catch a body.
Oh, okay. Sick. 19.
19. Okay, so you expertly catch Clapperclaw, and as they rest, just, "Ha ha! My hero!" And they like wrap their crab claw arms around your neck and just, "Thank you so much."
Vice just reaches up and like jingles their head.
Oh, bless.
Set him down. Hey, young man. If you do need to get sleep, do so now.
I don't really sleep so much as I just sit in corners and think about stuff for a while.
Oh God.
We will see about picking you up a coloring book or something from the shop.
Yay! And there's like happy clamps.
Paint, not colored pencils or crayons. Okay.
Yeah. Image of Clapperclaw with the pencil just oh.
Yeah, Vice will retire for the night.
Okay. So Vice is going to sleep. Clout's going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Pam going to sleep, working on projects.
Pamferdam cannot start any projects until the morning, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Because of rules.
Rules is written.
Laws of physics.
Rules in my D&D? How dare.
All right, and Lowry.
Yeah, Lowry's gonna go to bed too.
Okay, sounds good. So what does it look like when Lowry prepares her spells for the following day?
I'd like to think it's like some magic hag BS. I don't think that she actually like focuses in on spells so much as there's just like as she's sleeping, like she has this like burst of like spores that come through her and they just automatically know what she's planning on for the next day.
Okay.
Just some weird Avatar-esque.
Like Avatar
Symbiotic.
State kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a weird symbiotic entity thing.
I know what you're going to need, Eddie.
Yeah.
um,
She's already unstable. Let's just make it a thing.
I would say, because the toadstools on your hat all have like different spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when she's doing the preparation, like depending on like what spell you have, it's just like, oh, I have this spell because like the spot's in that place right now. Like it means nothing to anybody else, but you're like, oh, it's going slightly left today. That means I have Thornwit prepared. Like,
I love that. Yes.
okay. So yeah, Lowry, you spend the morning basically like reviewing your hat and your mushrooms to like figure out like, tell me, oh great spores. What do you have in store for me today? Okay, so that's good. You are all able to rest, get all your big sleepies in, take that long rest. Spells, health,
Long
accoutrement.
Hell yeah. Clout takes up the bathroom for like an hour.
While Clout's in the bathroom, in the morning, Pamferdam dumps the contents of their backpack out and kind of lays them all out in an organized manner and then repacks them into their stuff. They also open up their Tinker's Kit, which is their spellcasting tool, and start stuffing in a couple of random items such as a tiny bell, a piece of silver, some butter, this and that, as well as a piece of rotten meat from a few days ago. Packs it up, clasps it together, and then grabs the homunculus servant by the legs and kind of just starts like tearing it apart as you hear the squelching sound of the thing being separated back out into many pieces to be used as a different magical device.
Oh, of course. Does it have like a keystone part, or like on ships where they'll have like old wooden ships where it had like the kill switch kind of thing where it would all fall apart? Is there like a button that you press that just turns it back into parts, or is this like
nothing so clean? Unfortunately, this was like aggressively plucking a mechanical chicken, essentially.
Okay.
Just as it's flailing, I'm ripping a couple of legs off and kind of and like flattening out the fleshy part again.
If you let him, Clapperclaw will help hold it down.
Yeah, Clapperclaw, actually, if you could just pinch the neck real hard with your fingers. It's not actually alive, so you're not killing anything. You just need to make it stop functioning for a minute so I can use it for something else.
Yeah, Clapperclaw's down for this. He seems maybe he would do this kind of thing with his dad.
You've taught him how to kill.
You've taught him how to fight. So yeah, Clapperclaw is more than happy to help out with this. So then come morning, the bullywugs, it seems, without really much, like any room to stay here, they have actually left the inn at the end of the road. And Sue says that she saw them heading south. She's not exactly sure where they're headed, but it seems like they were just not interested in being around Downfall by the for the events that are going to be eventually transpiring. Seems maybe they had like a change of heart, a career shift that they were looking for.
Good.
So,
You said it's soup.
Clout, you're spending like an hour in the bathroom.
Yeah. No, he takes like a prolonged bath. And by the time anybody else needs the bathroom and like knocks on the door, he's like staring in the mirror at that new mark on his face. And says, just a minute.
And Clout, no matter how much steam, no matter how much lotion or anything that is applied, it just looks like a dried crack.
Yeah. He'll spackle it again with foundation.
Finding its foundation in your color is very difficult, but you know what?
He's gonna run out soon.
All right, so meeting downstairs in the lobby. You are asking Sue to keep track of Clapperclaw, and she does so. She understands that, you know, having a child go back out into Downfall would probably not be the best idea, as well as she seems rather taken with this small little construct. She just seemed like it's one of those. She's like, "Oh, like, do you like pancakes?" And he's like, "I love pancakes." And like, but he can't eat them, so she's just like kind of setting food for him to like just mash with his claws. He's having a good time. But party reconvenes. What is the plan? Are you heading off to Illig's? Or are you just skipping Illig entirely and going to Bavlorna?
Well, we need to grab the supplies from Illig to barter with Bavlorna, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
Illig
Yeah,
all
we
the
have
way
to go
down.
there first.
Okay.
Oh, here, before you go, everyone take one of these. And Lowry's gonna have hand everyone a tooth.
All right.
What's
Just
this,
in
like-
case- Just in case we get separated, that way I can send you a message.
Right. Okay. Tucks it away.
Tucks it in his front breast pocket.
The teeths have been distributed.
Yucky.
Coin bag. That's where he's putting his.
It's like a button, some lint, a tooth. Standard item bag. So, back into the boat. You guys end up rowing north, getting back to the spot where you know that you can at least hop off. However, as you are approaching, you do see that there is a little bit of a higher alert that seems to be set in place. So as you approach, you realize that it's not going to be as simple as just rowing up, as it looks like there is currently not necessarily like wanted posters for the four of you, but there does seem to be a little bit more of a guard presence at this point. So in order to get back into Downfall, we need to make some group stealth checks. So if everybody is here for that, roll me some stealth, or if you have some magic that can bypass this, roll for magic.
Okay.
What was that?
I'd like to disguise myself.
Okay, disguising as a bullywug.
Yeah.
I have a disguise kit.
Okay, you have time before you make your way? What would you like to disguise yourself as? Is this like a Thor Ragnarok, like it's a disguise?
It's kind of a Thor Ragnarok thing. I think he's just got an eye patch. He's got like an eye patch and a hat.
Okay. Is there like a Groucho Marx mustache to go along with it?
God, that's so tempting.
A false nose.
Yeah, sure. Maybe like a mustache situation.
Okay.
Why not?
So Clout has a very fetching hat, an eye patch, and a mustache. Lowry, you are disguising yourself as a bullywug?
Mm-hmm.
Bullywug. Pam, are you also disguising yourself as a bullywug?
I am not this time because I need the slots.
Sounds good.
Oh, you know what? He's got like those cosplay sleeves that he can use to cover up his tattoos.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and Vice, are you disguising yourself at all? Are
I
you?
got a 25 on a stealth check.
Oh, you're good. Like you're just like laying on the bottom of the boat. No one has ever seen you before.
Did anyone see where Vice went?
You're stepping on my tail.
Oh, sorry. You have a tail?
Okay, so the disguises, excellent. Pam, you said that you weren't actively using a spell to disguise. Are you
Yep, just
using
18 for stealth.
an 18 for stealth? Okay, sounds good. So, Lowry, as you and Clout are making your way into this place, are you going towards the dock where you had been before, or are you going just directly towards Illig's place?
Well, the dock that we were at before is where we escaped from, right?
Pretty close to it, yeah.
That seems like a bad place to be. How about like
Yeah.
a few meters up from Illig's place, so we don't like lead them right to him?
Okay. Yeah, so with the stealth checks, with your clever disguises, actually with the disguise kit, you would still need to make a deception check. You would have advantage because you disguised yourself, but just so that way.
I'll give it a go.
Yes.
Why not? I'm using actual dice for this one. I remember if these roll well. One of them was a 1 and the other one was a 6. Oh boy, oh boy. So with
I rolled just about as well. I rolled a 1 and a 9.
gives me an 11.
Okay. So
9 for me.
So as the two of you are rowing in and getting up one like the bullywugs that are like at the mouth to downfall, like as you get close, like their eyes skew up. And then like you see like a little shifty eyes back between the two. Like the two guards on either side. And then one of them makes a very complicated hand gesture towards you, Lowry.
I'd like to think that Lowry looks like a bullywug, but still wearing a mushroom hat.
Oh yeah. No, the hand gesture is like putting your hands like a solid stone underneath, and then they like slap the top, give a little finger wave, then do the like the hang loose kind of thing. Like it's just like a series of weird gestures with their hands. And
Lowry's gonna do the hokey pokey.
And they just like continue, and then one of them sort of like also like you can see like side eyes towards Clout, and you can see they like look at the other one and just like bring their finger up underneath where their nose would be and like shake their head like, no, the mustache does not fit that one. Like your disguises both have been seen through.
Yeah, Clout's like, I knew the mustache was a bad idea.
I think we're in trouble.
And as your boat, like they let your boat get drawn up to the shore, but you can see that they are like entering into the water. And as you get out and the door to Illig's place opens, and you can see that Illig and several of his comrades are all like on their way coming out, and Illig looks at you and he gives you like a quick look like, are you in or are you out? Because he looks at you, looks at like the guards coming towards, and just like are you in this?
What's our call, guys?
Little tiny thumbs up poking up from underneath one of the seats.
Okay, so at that point, you hear Illig like point towards your boat and just, I knew they would return to the scene of the crime. Go, guards, seize them. We must present them before King Gullet the 19th. And you can tell that like he's having like a very like, I was not expecting this, I'm so sorry. Like,
Oh no, how dare you see through my clever disguise.
Oh, it's so clever you thought that you could try and distract. And you, the mushroomed one.
Ribbit.
How dare you?
Speak about my mother in such a way.
And the two guards, like, one of them comes up from the water and's like, and in Sylvan says, she did not know our secret greeting. And he says, of course she did not. She's not one of us. She's an imposter. And Illig's comrades will come over to your boat and, like, it's definitely one of those, like, stage roughhousing, like, nah, get off the boat, nah, like, going to, like, push and shove.
I tug at
Ooh.
Vice's elbow.
Vice, are we supposed to get arrested too?
Yeah, before they get there, Clout's gonna like dramatically pull his cloak off, and then just sort of like throw it onto the boat and like use it to cover Vice and Pam. And then he's going to do a quick message and say, "Stay down."
Okay.
The hand goes over Pam's mouth. Shh.
We're supposed to...
Okay. So, at that point, Illig will, like, pull you, Clout, out of the boat and just... Now, where are your compatriots? Are they still here among us?
We've already been abandoned by our compatriots.
Out! Of course, material planers so quick to abandon their comrades in times of need. Thank you, gods, thank you. We have here apprehended these individuals. We will take them to the honorable and revered King Golub at once. And the guards, like, look towards Illig. They're a little suspicious of him. Who would like
Can
to
I
roll
assist
me?
him on his deception check?
Yeah, I would say, actually, Lowry, if you and Clout both want to roll deception checks or performance to try and really sell that you have been captured, and what are the odds that you would get captured yet again?
Believe it or not, my
Let's
performance
see.
is better than my deception.
I rolled a 15 on deception.
Bard.
Oh no, I can't believe I've been caught. Oh dear, whatever
got-
will I do? What will my
got-
mother think?
I got an 18 on performance. Clout's
Okay.
just gonna twiddle his mustache suspiciously.
And
He's keeping the mustache on.
You see the guards, and they kind of like look at you and like just like shake their heads, and like one of them like spits on the ground, like, ugh, I can't believe that they would come back after what they did.
Curses foiled.
And like Illig like passes you guys off to one of his comrades, and he whispers very quietly to them, like, you know the drill. And then he comes, and then one of the guards approaches Illig, like they put their hand on his shoulder, and they say, and in Sylvan they say, thank you. Like, you are such an honorable and kind man. We're so glad to have you on our side. And he just like nods, and he's like, yeah. Like, he's totally like, yeah, you know, like, of course, obviously I'm on your side on all of this. And with that, the guards will like, it's one of those, like, your wrists are tied, but they are secure. You can like, you're still able to like freely move them, but it's done in a way where it simply looks like you don't have an air of control still. And with that, Illig will then begin to start marching the two of you over towards where King Golub the 19th is, leaving Vice and Pam behind.
Authority isn't exactly what I was picturing when we were talking about the plan yesterday.
No, this is exactly the opposite of what I imagined the plan was going to be, and now we are split from the rest of the party.
All right, so do we tail them, or should we climb into the cargo? I didn't expect any of the like arrested developments to happen.
Let me think. If things do go south, they're going to need some backup.
All right.
Pamferdam pulls out of their backpack a second backpack. This one made from the stretched and manipulated flesh that was the homunculus service previously. It looks like a single drawstring style like sling bag where the nails now kind of like twist together and create a seal once drawn closed. And the whole thing basically just looks like Abaddon's mouth. Pamferdam reaches into this tiny little sack and pulls out a fucking crossbow and puts it on the boat, and then pulls out a quiver and starts to strap that on, pulls out a big old staff, and just starts like pulling out combat equipment.
And you're sure you're going to be able to sneak around with all that on?
I don't really know how good I'm going to be at sneaking in general, but at least if everything hits the fan and all that, I can shoot my way out. I meant to use this backpack for Clapperclaw, but we can use that for negotiations too.
I'm beginning to like you more and more, Pamferdam.
Oh, thank you.
Peeks out from underneath their little like tarp.
Yeah, and as you peek out, you see that the guards are like going back to their posts. Your group is being pulled away towards the fog wall that seems to be at the foggy center of Downfall, almost getting outside of you. But it seems like, in general, everyone is farther than like 80 feet away at this point, 80 to 100 feet. Like, they are... If their field of view was a little cone in front of them that's like always scanning where they're looking, they are no longer looking at you.
Legend of Zelda Hyrule Palace.
Yeah.
Okay. Vice will pat Pam on the back twice. Time for some second story work, I guess.
Follow your lead.
He'll actually begin to push the boat back into the water so they could take a water approach.
Okay, make a stealth check.
As Vice is doing that, Pamferdam immediately pulls out a chisel and starts hitting a couple of runes into the bottom of the boat. And I'm going to use one of my minor magical tinkerings to make the boat make no sounds while in the water.
That's cool.
27 on a stealth check.
Okay. Yeah, so the boat just sort of like floats back, and from underneath the tarp, you were able to maintain a good follow distance, actually on the group as they are being led towards the gazebo where King Gullop the 19th is. Now, for Clout and for Lowry, who are being taken there, the bullywugs themselves are not like they don't like provide a boat for you to cross over. They have you tied, and they are just sort of simply like dragging you through the swamp water as they swim, just leading you to it. And you can like feel something like swims by your feet that creates a larger current, but you hear with a whispered voice say, from a bullywug who's wearing like a large helm, just don't worry. There's too many of us. They won't attack you here. Sorry, indigestion. And you recognize this individual who is helping move you as Morgort. Now,
Oh, there's mint in my back pocket if you want it.
thank you. And she then, and as you're all led, it is back to the gazebo. And as you approach this gazebo, Illig walks forward and says, "My gracious king, I, Illig, Baron of Muckstump, have come to you this day with the finest of gifts, the greatest of offerings. I present to you none other than the individuals that would do you harm." And he makes a broad motion to both you, Clout, and you, Lowry. And King Gullop puts, like, who's been looking at this book that, Lowry, you remember as the Big Book of Bad Blood, closes it, and he sets it down, and he smugly puts his hands on his chest as he stands up from his throne, and he starts slowly clapping as he approaches you, and you just hear, well, 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 look what the bullywugs have dragged in. And as he says this, you hear a clatter from off to the side from one of the unarmored bullywugs, who had a serving tray of grapes, nonetheless, that they seem to have dropped. And the grapes fall upon the floor, and they spill and roll out. And as they spill, a bullywug who is in the process of serving wine and drink, you see starts slipping and sliding, and he can't keep the wine in his hand, and the plate goes flying, and the glass and pitcher fall on the ground, creating a puddle directly in front of Illig of the Baron of Muckstump. And as he steps in, you can see that he's stepping with the back of his heel and just whoa, whoa, and he starts like flailing about as he does, and the king just and as he is like hands up as Illig is like flailing towards him, he goes to catch his most trusted advisor, and you see Illig just like his hand down in like the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade style, like a dagger just like shoots into his palm, and then he just like quick hug and like stabs him right in the gut, and you see that King Gullop the 19th gets a look upon his face. His eyes go wide. The betrayal sets in. And you just hear him. Et tu, Illig? In Sylvan, mind you. And Illig, just like, as he's close, just nods and says, one day we will find you on the bridge. But until that day, and just keeps stabbing, and like King Gullop just goes down. There are like the people here are just like eyes wide, looking back and forth. And as they stand, you see like one of the king's guards is like, I don't know what to do at this point. And Morgort takes off her helm and reveals that it has been her guiding you all the entire time. And very easily, Lowry, you and Clout are able to free your bonds as well. And Illig looks at the rest of the group like chest coated in blood that is not his. And the advisor, who is wearing like these very high-waisted shorts, as well as had like the Shakespearean frill thing going on, is holding on to this alligator that you knew was named Snoodle, and they just look like and like just so shocked and appalled at the events that have transpired in front of them. And Illig looks at them and he like gives a very like self-satisfied like thumbs up, and they just and the entire arena in the gazebo all begins to cheer, and you hear in Sylvan just, well, I never liked King Gullop anyway. Yeah, that guy was an asshole. Oh, so self-centered. So self-centered. He's not even gonna go on the bridge. Like, they are just, like, shit-talking this recently deceased man. And then the advisor with the alligator just, all hail King Gullop or King Illig the First! And as he raises his hands, Snoodle, like, plant, like, falls on the ground, just pew, 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 like, making the little laser sounds. And the entire group of people are all just cheering, going, Illig, Illig, Illig. And his hands are raised, and he says, I thank you, bullywugs, countrymen, for helping me to achieve this illustrious spot as the first King Illig of Downfall. But I could not have done it without the help some outsiders that you were all under the impression were up to no good. They were working for me. Outsiders, those of you who are here, make your way to the gazebo, please.
Can like a fence burst open as Pam and Vice like just invade in, like gives the tiefling and the mushroom-hatted woman, and no one gets
No,
hurt.
no, it's fine. It's over. You missed it.
I can.
Yeah.
We can
No, we're good.
Put
You
your
missed
weapons down, friends. My plan worked perfectly. You had all seen?
can I get a reenactment at least?
I would pay not to see that again.
Yeah, same.
Ask your sages. I'm sure they will create grandiose stories of my coming to power. The tales they will tell.
I told you it was a left to get to the gazebo, Pam.
I haven't been to this dock before.
Now, as I was saying, you here, guards, might think that these 4 individuals were at large. Same with Morgoth. No more, for I am king, and I decree. You, and you gave them all your names, correct? No?
I'm still Mac.
Mac, Baron of Muckstump. Whisper, Baron of Muckstump. Clout, Baron of Muckstump. Mushroom Girl, Baron of Muckstump. Baroness of Muckstump, should you so choose. And what was your name again? Doesn't matter. Baron of Muckstump. And he points towards you, Vice. As you can see, they are all members of the Soggy Court now. They all have higher statues and status higher than many of you guards. So remember your place and welcome them. Because they are friends of the king. And it's good to be the king.
Vice hears Pamferdam mumble.
I'm gonna revoke this title as soon as I get the chance.
Yeah, everything was in Sylvan. I don't understand what's happening.
I heard them say my pretend name and something about I don't know, they sound like they were saying a title to everyone, like Duke or
Yeah.
President, I don't know.
You're both barons now.
No, thank you. That doesn't fly with the Moharandi people, but
He's probably gonna be dead in a couple weeks. I don't think you need to worry about it.
All right. Can't head back to my country with that title, though.
It's fine.
Clout's gonna sort of walk towards Illig, then trip into him and stab him. No.
Two for
Long live the king.
Sorry. He's gonna walk towards him, just sort of like pull up his eye patch, and he's like, "So are we good here?"
We are fantastic, never better. Your clever disguises led them into a false sense of security.
Takes that mustache off. Yeah. Cool. So we just take those boxes and head over to.
There's boxes. Also, it's a whole hunting kit. There's a crossbow, some bolts, the boxes. The boxes are going to be a little heavy, so hopefully you can lift more than 50 pounds without straining your back.
Shouldn't be a problem.
I have a work-related doctor's note somewhere.
I don't know what that means. Is that like a sage?
I will do my best to help
Experience
with my, she says, with her -1 in strength.
With that,
Really
thank
fine.
you. Thank you all. As the king, you have my blessing to go and speak with this Bavlorna Blightclaw. Make sure that you give her, again, warm regards, my best wishes, the packages and everything that I have set up for her. If you give her all those, I'm sure that she'll be willing to do most whatever it is you ask. She's still a little fickle, but I think I'm on her good side.
Well, considering she doesn't know about you.
Oh, she
Yeah.
knows about
Oh.
Illig.
Your
She
current
knows.
position at the very least.
So go and tell her the good news. Tell her that that useless despot, King Gullup the 19th, he gone.
Will do. May your reign be long, King Illig.
King Illig the First, long may he reign. And as he says this, you just hear the other boys just, long may he reign. Yes. Good.
Hey, do any of you guys remember where exactly that book came from? We're being raided.
LB, thank you so much for the raid.
Yuppie.
The
Ken is
boat?
just not keeping up.
The book. The Book of Bad Blood.
Did we receive a book of bad blood?
not receive a book of
Lowry
bad
and
blood.
Clout had been told back when King Gullup the 19th, rest in pieces, had informed you that he had acquired it. It was actually Bavlorna's book about all of the people that are on her shit list. And he was
So he
using it
had
to check whether
Acquired it?
or not he acquired it.
All right.
By the by, Illig, there's a book that your previous king had. We'd like to take a look at it.
Oh, more than welcome to it. What's mine is yours, friend. And then when he goes over to said book, if you are inferring to the one that it was on the throne, he'll go over and just like open it up, and then he quickly shuts it and just, yeah, you can have this one. This one's all yours. I don't want this book. And then like he opens it again, like turns a few pages. No, we cool. Yeah, no, take it. It's not.
Clout takes it and he's like, cool, cool, cool. And he immediately passes it to Lowry without opening it.
Yeah, that book, as you are all aware, that was King Gullup's book, mistake, what have you. Do not judge the current monarchy for the mistakes of the previous oligarch who may have been in here.
Understood.
Gotcha.
Different regime, different time. I don't know how he got that,
Cool.
but it looks like you have several
sure that
important
Bavlorna
packages.
will be happy to see this again.
All right.
All right, so you have acquired the Book of Bad Blood. You have helped Illig become king, and he is going to help you, at least, with the initial meeting for Bavlorna Blightclaw, as long as you are willing to move some boxes for him and help him out. And as he hands off that book, and you all prepare for this next leg of the journey, that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm glad that the CC caught us all saying spaghetti before we went online. We went
Spaghetti.
back live for the chat. So hello, everybody. We have returned from our break.
I have a question.
Yes.
Whose spaghetti is it?
It's actually my
Mom's.
dad's. It's my dad's spaghetti.
Nice.
Yeah, Mom made the sauce, but Dad he got the noodles right.
You know, in actual anatomy, Dad makes the sauce. and
Let's
Mom-
not
No.
get into that at all. That's a different set of
thank you.
content warnings.
I'm gonna drop
but
the next card there because I even grossed myself.
Yes,
out.
as you should. All right. But thankfully, as far as like we had said earlier with our content warning about war, revolutions, that sort of thing, as we had said, hey, you've made it to the halfway point. The revolution has already come and gone. Now there is a new king. The king has given you not only his blessing, a bunch of titles, but a book named The Big Book of Bad Blood, which chat says when you open it, plays some Taylor Swift songs. And you have also been told where the boxes and things that you need to take to Bavlorna are actually located. So moving out of the gazebo where this coup had happened. Thankfully, you are able to row your boat without any real issue back over to the building where Illig had set everything up, and get it ready. And looking inside, sure enough, you can see that there are a set of these crates that have Bavlorna scrawled along the side, but Bavlorna written in Sylvan, as well as that there is a crossbow, 6 bolts, a hunting trap, and a rolled up cape of moss.
Ooh, moss.
Ooh, crossbow.
And it looks like it is just one large crate that has... If you look inside the crate, because it's not like completely shut, it's more of just a container, you can see that there are at least 7 woodland critters that have been procured and placed inside this box, including a badger, a fox, a deer, an otter, an owl, a skunk, and a porcupine.
Are they
Deceased
alive?
They are
critters.
not.
Okay.
Oh no.
Carcasses.
Yeah, these are aminal carcasses.
Do you think we need to give her the moss cloak? Because I did rip up my cloak to make mittens for Clapperclaw.
I'm pretty sure she's only introduced. Sorry, I'm pretty sure she's only interested in the taxidermy. So go crazy.
Okay, great. Before you even get halfway through that sentence, Lowry's already putting on the cloak. She's been a little chilly in the water.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true. We got all wet.
Mhm.
Clout would like to peruse the Book of Bad Blood, if he could.
Yeah.
I'd like to look over your shoulder.
By the by, have you all ever seen a stage play Mean Girls?
No.
All
I
know is
recommend it.
that- All I know is that the mean girl gets hit by a cart at the end.
A similar situation. There's a book of bad blood that they write in, and then it gets exposed to the entirety of the school, and then it all gets turned down. There's a big backdraft. Just putting it out there.
I hear they made a
Hmm.
musical version of it. It wasn't that good.
No, it was so.
Sometimes bards just need to leave well enough alone. No offense.
What
Though
are you looking for in the book anyway?
Oh, I'm just nosy.
Who are you looking for in the book? Clout?
All the other hags. Ourselves. See if we're in it.
You 4 are not in this book.
That's good.
It's a
That's very
real
good.
plus. The other hags, you can tell she does not think very highly of. They are also written here. Specifically, like, you get to Endlin Moongrave, and you hear, or you read, like, everybody else says, like, small paragraphs, like, bits about, like, what Bavlorna does not like about them. And Endlin Moongrave just, she's okay.
Huh.
And then, period, she looks tired, period.
Ooh. Ooh, you don't want to hear that.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
a big insult.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, Scabatha, there is, like, an entire page dedicated to, like, what Bavlorna does not like about Scabatha. And it's like,
Clout's reading about Scabatha, and he like flips the page and continues reading about Scabatha. And he looks up and he says, maybe we shouldn't give this back to her.
Oh, no, I think we should definitely keep it.
Maybe we should show this to Scabatha.
Oh, I think that we should use the information to end this with all of them.
if we are still a party at the end of all this, I do recommend we go see Mean Girls.
Sorry, was that a character laughter? That is the last thing I expected you to say. I was all like, if we're still a party after all of this, what could this possibly mean?
I'm comic relief sometimes.
God. It takes me by surprise is all. Yeah, okay. If we're all still alive after this, we'll go see Mean Girls.
In the Book of Bad Blood,
Yes.
do we see Tasha's name or the name that she's been going by as the queen of this land?
You do not.
Okay.
Ooh. See if
What about
she
great grandma?
Yeah.
There is nothing written about great grandma. It seems like Bavlorna, while she might be a little catty, sometimes, she would not speak ill of great grandma.
That's good.
What about the queen?
Same thing. Wouldn't write it.
Okay.
Though you get several enchanted chunklers thrown at you.
Homing chunklas.
It's magic missile, but they look like chunklers.
Oh.
I like that.
Okay. So, part of our bargaining chip could be that we know that King Gullop had this, but now someone else has it, and we may go get it for her and just not say that it's us.
Yeah, and then just never come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm fully on board to make promises that we don't intend to keep, especially if we're going to bring the queen back. We could probably make promises that we don't ever have to keep.
Just so we cover our bases, we should probably leave the Book of Bad Blood back at the tavern
Mm-hmm.
so that we could say we know where it is and we can go retrieve it for her. We're not lying.
Yeah.
Technically, you're not lying if you're omitting things.
Still, also, I would like to not have it on us just in case there's a whole, like...
Yeah, no, I have a
That's fair.
feeling she can magically tell whether or not you have it. I don't know. Is that a
Maybe.
thing that hags can do?
Some can, some can't. It's really up in the air. Each hag is a little bit different.
He like starts looking in like between pages for like teeth or some shit.
What are you doing?
Lowry, make an Arcana check.
Uh-oh. Well, if you can keep track of us with your teeth, I'm like, I don't know, she got some teeth in here or something?
11.
11. Pam, make an Arcana check.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Okay.
23.
20. Okay. Pam, you know that there are things, like as you're hearing like Clout being like, oh man, like I better check this book for teeth so that way we can make sure that Bavlorna can't follow us. You know that there are magical items such as scrying mirrors and other such things that if you have a strong enough familiarity with the thing that you're scrying, say if you're trying to find a book that you yourself wrote, you wouldn't need teeth. You wouldn't need these other things. You'd be able to easily scry on that kind of item.
Yeah, Clout, I'm just thinking that based on what we were talking about before on how easily a hag could trace us, that if they're tracking a personal item, it'd be a lot easier.
What if the personal item was always moving and within something that's also itself magical?
I don't know about that second part, but I'm assuming they'd be able to tell what direction things are moving in.
Put the book in the bag of holding.
I was thinking put the book in the house or in the inn and like in the inn, like go down into the basement, into the door and talk to the feet and ask the feet to protect it.
Lord, it has been a long day and I never thought I'd hear that.
What? The house is great.
I know the
Gotta
house
be a
is
better-
great.
There's gotta be a better name for that thing than just the feet.
It's
The
Never
spirit
given a name.
of the house.
Spirit of the house works. Personally, I like the feet.
We don't kink shame here.
What?
Don't worry about it.
all right. So you're saying that we should probably go back and leave the book with the Foot Clan and see if they'll hold on to it for us. Now that does kind of make sense since the last time we were inside that hallway, like there was, like the hallway kept changing sizes and dimensions, I guess, as y'all were traveling. So it took you like 30 minutes the first time, and then we went like 10 seconds the second. So yeah, that might actually be a really smart idea.
And I think that it also functions with some hag magic, so it might have a bit of a cloaking effect as well. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
I
we
said,
can fight Hagic with Hagic.
I'm out of my preview here, so I'll just go along with whatever you're saying.
How long is that going to last for?
Until I'm back in my preview.
Got it.
All right. So we bring the book back. We bring the book back to the tavern and put it in. Give it off to the Foot Clan, and then we head back with the animal carcasses to try and do some negotiations. That's where we're at right now.
Yep, that sounds like the plan.
All right.
Are we sure?
I mean, no plan survives the first point of contact, but at least we have like an idea of what we want to have happen.
Okay.
When have I
Just-
ever been sure about anything? I talked shit to a sprite and I got stomped by a tree.
And then you died. That was funny.
Thank you, Lowry.
You're welcome.
Let's head back to the house.
Let's go.
Okay. Taking your boat back to the house. So, all things considered, it's going to take you like 25 minutes to do your quick little run around. Do you just like toss the book into the hallway and then shut the door when you're giving it to the feats?
No, Lowry will actually go in. Probably not all the way in, but just kind of in there, ask the house to protect this and hide it from anyone but her.
Just, like,
And then
scoot in
just-
a little bit. Hey
yeah.
guys, I'm
And then
just gonna
just-
leave this here, okay?
Just set it down and then walk back out.
Okay. Yeah. You definitely store this in your magical, house.
I'm going to close the door and then open it again and see if it's still there.
Are you expecting it to be there?
No.
Then it is gone.
Okay.
But with the stipulation that hide it from anyone but her.
Yeah.
Well, I
never
haven't
get
asked
back.
for it back yet, so it should be hidden.
Ah, true. Okay. Well, I tried to make it funny. Let's go give these carcasses away.
Okay. So yeah, then travel back up into Downfall, and you can tell that there's like, you can hear what sounds like musical instruments being played. Like it's a weird series of like horn instruments, but not like woodwind, but like again, like more of like a brassy kind of sound. Some strings, a lot of percussion, as it seems like there is currently being had a revelry after the events that had transpired not even an hour ago at this point.
While we're traveling, is there anything of note in terms of this crossbow? Does it look like just a normal, like mundane item?
Yeah, it looks like a regular heavy crossbow.
Heavy. Okay.
Oh, heavy crossbow. I don't think I can use that.
As a rogue, no.
Heavy
I
I'm
have
not trained in using it,
crossbow,
it's too big for
comma,
me.
hand.
Yeah, heavy weapons
Comma.
are going to be a pain for Pamferdam. Unfortunately, my dreams of being a gnome sniper never realized.
Not with that attitude.
No. if no one here can use it for the most part, if we ever find a shop, we'll just sell it.
We're just
Yeah,
added
I
to the
don't have
pile
any
of
martial
trade items for
abilities.
when we get to Blightclaw. So should we just like roll up, or should we have one of the bullywugs like announce us, or?
I don't think the bullywugs ever approached Blightclaws. They're too afraid. We can't hear you.
I think they avoid her.
All right, so I guess let's just try and dock and see what happens.
Fine, we did it first.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Hey, what do we do if this all goes wrong?
Fight our way out?
Okay, it hasn't worked in the past, but well, guess we can just keep trying.
Yeah, at least this time we kind of have an idea that we're going to all fight in that together, and we'll actually, be prepared for combat instead of just
Mhm.
trade and repairs.
Can you guys do me a favor? Don't tell your actual names.
I haven't told anybody my real name since I got here.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get the idea that you might have the right idea about that.
Yeah, I'm not.
You-
I have no idea how the rules and the culture works here. So, as far as I was told before I even got here, that names were very important and could kind of be used against you. So
Do you honestly think I've been using my real name this entire time?
I don't really care.
This is over to Clout.
Would you care to share?
I
No,
don't think
I
I do.
prefer not to know your name, just in case I heck up and slide out in conversation.
That is a... You're not high enough in the friendship track to unlock that dark part of my backstory.
Just remember, if someone asks if they can have your name, may I have your name? I would like to have your name. Anything of that sounds like they may be taking your name is language where they want it. If they ask you just to say, would you
Who
like to
are
introduce
you?
yourself? Yeah. If they ask you to introduce yourself without saying, may I take your name, they're likely not tricking you to take your name.
Cool. How do we keep her from being able to look at us, though?
What do you mean?
Well, like, there's magic that lets you look at people.
Well, I mean, there's
Like a
items you
Medusa
can.
thing, like turn him to stone.
I mean, like, when you're not around. You know, spy.
Oh, like
I mean-
scrying.
You'd
Yeah.
need an object to block that.
Or like a
Fine.
substantial amount of lead.
That too.
Or iron, if it's
Mhm.
fey trickery.
Or a foot of stone,
Okay.
I think.
I'm thinking too hard. I'm starting to get a headache. Let's just get this over with.
Fun anecdote. I once knew a fey who said, "May I have your attention?" to a group of people. And they all turned. And poof, just like that. Attention gone.
That's a good one. I'll have to write that down. Oh, by the way, everyone take these. And Lowry's going to flip her hand, and 10 berries are going to appear in her hand. Y'all are getting 2 each. Have a good berry.
berries.
Don't
Aw.
die if we get in combat.
Oh,
Good
boy.
mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh, they could be little mushrooms. Yeah, they're little mushrooms.
Good
They have like
Um,
little faces on them, just like, yeah, eat me.
Okay. Why won't anyone eat me?
Consume my life essence.
Katsu! Katsu!
That's enough to give a person 1 hit point or 24 hours of sustenance.
This is the fucking mushroom that you hold at gunpoint.
In the
Yep.
name of God.
Decay is an extant form of life.
All right, so you guys are going back to Bavlorna's?
Yep.
Now that you got
Yep.
your crate full of goodies?
We're not
We're gonna-
carrying that crate. We're putting on the fucking boat and rowing to Bavlorna's.
Yeah, how much does the crate weigh?
Well, there are 7 different animal carcasses in it, so a little bit more than 50 pounds.
Is there enough
little more
space
than
for
50?
Pamferdam?
If Pam wants to get in there, there's space for him.
My carrying capacity is 240.
You'd be pushing it.
Okay.
If we were
Well-
to put the chances of combat on a percentile slider, what do you think the odds are that we are going to get into a fight regardless of negotiations?
50-50 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know
With
her
our track
actual-
record.
Yeah, I literally have no idea. I don't know what we're walking into here.
All right, since I'm not really trained in talking to people and being persuasive, I think I'm gonna just be a surprise attack inside this box.
Listen, I can be really persuasive when I get into things. I just need to know what I'm trying to persuade.
I think we might need you out of the box if we're giving her everything that's in the box. That might be construed as us giving you to her.
Okay, yeah, I don't really want to play that game. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, since we're negotiating something back for you, it might be best to have you be present and a part of the conversation. That way you can actually state what it is that you want back.
Okay.
But also, Clout can do most of the talking.
So, negotiating. Clapclaw's head. Pamferdam's mojo.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
probably sow
Look-
seeds of doubt with her sisters if we possibly can.
Cool, because
Uh.
if possible, I'd like to get back whatever she took from Octavian.
Who?
Who's Octavian?
Very sad elf man by the mushrooms.
Hmm.
Well, let me put it this way. Whatever she's taken, I'm pretty sure at the end of all of this, maybe we can get it back after the queen is back.
If
If nothing else.
If she's strong enough to take out the other hags and take back her territory, then she could probably nullify those deals as well.
I'll do my best. All right.
If you need help, I'm here.
Oh God. No shit. I just volunteered for this, didn't I? But
Yep.
okay.
Would you like some mint?
Yeah.
Pull some more mint out of her back pocket. Here you go.
Whole leaves. Just
Nice back rub to loosen you up.
okay. You stop touching me.
He hasn't even put his hands on you yet.
I just imagined that he went for it immediately.
Just slap.
Don't touch me.
No touching.
No touch.
All right. So when you arrive at Bavlorna's, you can see that there is already a small boat that actually seems to be parked in front of her bungalow. And as your boat ends up coming to its small dock next to this door, you can see a tall, slender woman actually exiting out of this building. She has grayish skin, black sclera, eyes that shine in a almost, I want to say like a predatory way, where it's like they just have this sort of reflective quality to them. She has a large black brimmed hat that seems to cast shade over her eyes directly, and a rather large smile as she looks at you. And she says, I didn't know Bav was expecting more visitors. She seems awful popular these days.
We didn't know that Lady Blightclaw kept such fetching company.
And you can see that you hear a sort of like, like she's very taken by this. And she says, she'll extend a hand out to you. And she says, the name's Charm.
My friends call me Vice. Freely given.
Well, Vice, freely given.
The name's freely given.
I'm sure it is.
Ah.
And she will look to the lot of you and say, send her my regards. We just had tea, but still. She'll hop into her boat, and you can see that she just sort of makes a light hand motion, and there is a brief gust that seems to catch on the back of her boat as it begins pushing her away. And as your group begins to unload your crate full of animal carcasses and kind of get them back into the building itself, Vice, are you still like looking after Charm as she's sailing away, or are you focusing on bringing this in?
He's still looking after her.
Okay. So so Vice, as you are in the process of moving things in and kind of looking after her, and Pam, with your high enough passive perception as well, you see what looks like a shadow move across the top of the water towards where her boat is. And then coming from the boat itself, or coming from the water itself, you can see that there is what looks to be a spool of thread that then makes its way into her hands. And it seems to kind of just like come over the side as she just takes it, and you can see that she just sort of slips it into the inside of her coat as the boat continues to make its way out.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, you can definitely insight check that.
Will assist since I had seen it.
Yeah.
Can only get a little better than that. A 19?
19. Vice, you're pretty sure she just grifted something. Now, Pam, when you are looking at this thread, it has kind of like a corn yellow, like just like this really kind of like, it's this really kind of nasty color that you usually associate with like kind of frustration and a little bit of self-doubt. Like it's definitely like a color for a child's toy, and it just constantly, like, that color specifically is the one where, like, if you think about these things, that's kind of the color that emerges with it. And Vice, as you're looking at this thread, the thread has it's almost like a silken white to it, almost like and it has like a little bit more of like a fuzzy texture to it than Pam when you're looking at it, and it looks a very thin, very finite, almost like something that you would stitch together.
Did they just steal that golden fishing wire from Blightclaw?
Let's not mention that. Hey everyone, if we run into Charm again. Oh shit. I should have said consider me charmed, but my friends call me Vice.
I have a feeling you're gonna have a chance to use that later. Hey Lowry, remind me to look her up.
Right.
Yeah, watch out for her.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is a very trustworthy face.
Love it.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Checks out.
It checks.
She a cutie though.
She is.
Oh, look, she's smiling. She's happy.
She's so happy.
Okay. So, as you enter into the front room, and kind of yep.
Before we do that, I'm going to grab Pamferdam's going to grab their light crossbow and knock a bolt, and then put the thing into their sack of holding. Sling it.
Stonks. Good idea. So, as you walk into this room, what you see is that there is a recessed pool lined with moldy clay tiles that takes up most of this large square room. Stagnant water fills the depression to a depth of 1 foot. Rising from the pool's center is the head of a stone well that gives off an unpleasant, pungent odor. In one corner of the pool stands a tall, dirty, freestanding mirror in an oval frame, and floating on the water is a large lily pad. Creaking wooden floorboards are arranged in a 10-foot wide raised walkway around the pool. This walkway is crowded with shelves, tables, and stools in all shapes and styles. Almost every available surface is littered with stacks of dirty plates, scraps of food, and old junk. Dressing dummies are pushed together in one corner, and a wooden staircase spirals up in another corner. 5 closed doors lead from the room.
Should we make our presence known?
I mean, that would be the polite thing to do.
Right. Lady Blightclaw delivery. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there is no response.
Thaumaturgy. Delivery!
Okay. Make a performance check.
Okay. Well, that's another one from that dice. I'm putting it away. It's a shame. It's a pretty one, too.
So nat 1?
Yeah, I got a nat 1, but that gives me a 7.
Okay, so with a 7, you feel the words kind of catch in your throat as Clout, the nerve-wracking pressure of realizing I set myself up to be the front man on this has been getting to you ever since you had that realization. So I feel like even though you
And it smells in here.
it smells, there's plate, like somebody needs to clean this room, man. You feel like maybe the mannequins are like looking at you, or at least like the hat on one of them is looking at you because there's only one with a hat. Yeah, and so your delivery is met with a cracked Lowry. And as you again kind of scan around and you look at this freestanding mirror on the in the pool, the thing that really kind of like throws you for a little bit of a loop is that you see a very thin man with monotone coloration and a small set of wings that you recognize as Candlefoot, moving so incredibly slow through the mirror. And the longer that you watch, you can see that he is in the process of taking mirrors down. And Clout, you know that you left when you all had left the Witchlight Carnival. It was at the end of the carnival.
Yeah.
You were done. It looks like he's in the process of doing a teardown to then move.
Yeah, he's gonna approach it, sort of dumbfounded, and he goes, "Hey, wait a second.
And you are
You have candy."
And you have to step into the 1 foot of stagnant water in order to do so.
Oh. So it's a, hey, wait a second. That's candy. Oh, shit.
Do you know them?
Yeah, Lowry, this is the mute individual that you said, or formerly mute individual that you said that you would help.
Yeah, you remember Candlefoot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anybody here know anybody got anything for this?
Got a
For
rag.
wet feet?
Okay, I'll deal. Steps around it. Is there like, what's the layout of this room?
Well, let me see if I should have been a little bit more prepared for this. I will grab you a map real quick, but in the meantime, it is a square room. On the right-hand side of the room, there are 3 different doors. To the south, there is 1 door. To the east, there is, okay. Right side, 3 doors. Left side, 1 door. South, 1 door.
And we just came in through the south door?
You came in through the north, which is just an entryway.
Okay.
And you can see that there is also a spiral staircase that leads upward.
Would it be rude for us to start, snooping around?
Extremely. But that's never stopped me before.
Just don't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar.
I've already lost one thing from this person. I'm not gonna try and chance another one.
Don't touch anything. We start looking around.
Okay. There we go. I'm sending the map, but it is a large file. Thanks, D&D Beyond. That is no worries there. So, poking around the room, there is the well itself, and then there are the set of mannequins that you see, and then, of course, there are other crates and boxes and things to look at. Looking at the map that I have just sent to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight chat, it is the first floor with the large pool of water in the middle. And then all of that, again, it's very stagnant, very smelly, only about a foot up at the moment. So, poking around. Who would like to look at what?
Take a look at the door to the west. No? The left door.
Leftmost door. Got it.
While they do that, Pamferdam is going to kind of peek at all of these mannequins that are put up against the corner here.
Okay.
I'll assist in that.
Okay. So at the dress dummies, Lowry and Pam, as you're looking, there are 6 of them. 7 of them in total. 4 medium-sized and 3 small sizes. 6 of them are adorned with this kind of shoddy home-stitch style garment. Imagine a less tasteful Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, it's not like bright and colorful. It's very drab and kind of like shoddily put together. There's not a whole lot. Like, Pam looking at it, it's almost upsetting. Like, the person who stole your artistic ability is not good at this kind of thing. And you see that on one of them in particular, there is this large black hat.
This person kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't really care for their style choice. Although, I mean, it is art, and art is subjective, so...
Well, it's not really an art thing. Like the structure, it looks like this thing will fall apart as soon as you put it on. Like the stitching they use, it looks like they use moldy thread. Like
I just pull a sleeve off a little bit.
Yeah, it just like
I'm gonna have to fix
slumps
that
off.
now. And
Oh. Yeah,
Pull out
that
and
is...
start mending that real quick so I don't get in trouble.
Okay. So Clout, Pam, you are mending. Clout, what are you doing while Vice is going over to, after you said, nobody touch anything, your friends are all just like hands on everything, and Vice is like going into a door.
I can hear the migraine.
Yep. No, Clout just lets them get up to what they're doing. If we haven't been stopped at this point, then we're probably going to be able to get away with this for a while. So
Okay.
might as well get as much out of it as we can.
Okay, so Vice, as you check the door, it's unlocked, which is good. You, at this point, it would be a pull to open. And Vice, as you pull the door open, immediately, a horse's head leers down at you with glossy eyes, its lips drawn back from pointed yellow teeth. The head is affixed to a large 8-limbed armature made of wicker and wire, situated so that it faces the doorway where you entered. Near it is a wooden crate. Flies buzz around this disordered room, landing occasionally on animal carcasses that lie strewn in small piles. On a low table rests an assortment of tools: saws, knives, scrapers, a hand-cranked drill, sewing threads and needles, and awls. All around several taxidermied projects in various states of completion. A shelf that looks on the verge of collapse leans against the wall between 2 windows and bears the weight of dozens of stuffed horrors. Each one is an artless combination of 2 or more animals.
Vice goes to a pocket, pulls out a little, like, tuning whistle, blows on it slightly.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I think I found her workshop. That is bleak. He goes over to the taxidermy box and starts pushing it towards the workshop.
Okay. Sounds good. And as you are doing this, just making this horrible, like, scraping sound of wood against the floor.
Clout grates at that and then walks over and picks up the box for him and then takes it the rest of the way.
You hear, with kind of like a more like plap, 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 coming from upstairs, you see what looks like a green-skinned individual wearing this similar shoddy make as what you would assume to be Bavlorna Blightclaw makes her way down from the steps. And she looks at the lot of you. Pam, you having successfully mended this thing, and then hands behind your back like I wasn't touching fucking nothing. She looks at the lot of you and just says, "Oh, well. Who
Delivery.
do I have here? Delivery.
Yes, we have some animals for taxidermy from one King Illig the First.
He's king now.
He sends his regards.
Good. Congratulations to him. You're not the usual delivery people.
Okay, it was a bit outsourced. The Bollywogs are a bit in their cups, so to speak, from celebrations.
See. In which case, to whom do I have the pleasure of entertaining?
Vice looks over to Lowry like, is that okay?
You may call me Janet.
Janet.
What?
Vice, madam.
Janet. Vice, madam.
Humbug.
Fuck. Vice snickers.
And what about you?
I am the current third war maker of the Mulharan Empire. You can call me Mac.
Mac. I feel like, Mac, you and I, have we met?
I don't think we've had the luxury to meet directly, but I have business with you, yes.
Not just a delivery, it would seem. Tell you what, Mac. I'll bite. What it is. What do you have business with me?
I want my hands back.
And Bavlorna sort of like skews a look at you. You look like you have fine hands.
I want to use my hands the way I'm supposed to again.
Are you wishing for a deal?
I'm willing to make negotiations.
And when you say that, Bavlorna's eyes get wide. And she says, I have things I need done. You have already helped me with one thing, the delivery. I have 2 more things that I need help with. A book of mine has gone missing, and I would like it back.
And the second,
Much more direct. There is a creature that is in my well. And she motions to the center well in her room. Remove the creature. Bring me my book. And perhaps we can strike a deal.
Pamferdam leans over to Clout.
Cloud, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm kind of freaking out. I need your help.
Doing great, actually.
Do you think it's a good idea? Should we do it? Should we do it?
We will help you with the creature in your well. We have heard of the book that you're looking for.
Who has it?
We're not sure, but we are aware of its general location. We would be happy to go and find out more for you. However, as payment for assisting with the creature in your well and allowing you access to your own property again,
We
would need-
must moisturize. And you can see Bavlorna, like, her skin is cracked. Like, she needs a good soak. She has very, like, amphibian-like qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Clout's gonna message to Lowry. That's leverage.
For helping you regain access to your well, we will require a show of good faith to fulfill our second half of the contract, which we will require our friend here, what was taken from him, to be returned.
And Lowry, as you're speaking, Bavlorna, like, tilts her chin up, and you see her nostrils, which are more like snake-like slits along the side of her face, flare ever so, and just, you smell like book clubs.
Well, I am an avid reader. Thank you very much. I'm currently reading a wonderful romance novel. I'd be happy
that book, dear.
Anyways, back to the terms at hand. Do you agree to those terms?
In good faith, I have let you into my area, my building, and in good faith, Janet, I will not attack you. I will let you stay in this place. As far as giving your friend back his hands, which he already has, that is the reasoning for our negotiation. To give what he wants directly as good faith means that I receive nothing.
Oh, but you do receive something. You receive access to your well again, as we will be taking care of the creature that currently resides in it.
So give me my well.
I also request equivalent exchange. Since these are two favors, we deserve two trades.
Oh,
There's a second thing that I don't know how to figure out how to get a third into this place.
we delivered the taxidermy stuff.
I am willing to field negotiations in order for negotiations to complete. Rules of 1, 2, 3.
That is true. And you have been feeling the rule of hospitality after we did deliver the items that you were expecting. So that rule has been fulfilled. However,
Do
with the
not
rule of...
speak to me of my rules.
Oh, no, I'm just agreeing with you, ma'am. However, since you are asking for something which is obviously very highly valuable to you, we do need something very valuable in return, in exchange, which would be the return of my friend's hands and or talent, as hands is a stand-in for the talent that he has lost. After that, we are happy to negotiate a third exchange for the return of your book.
So you have my book.
No, we have a general idea of where it is, as I said previously. But if you would like us to get more than just the information of where it currently is, we will need a equivalent exchange, as the item is quite important to you. That will require something important be given to us in return, per the rules of 3, which which are the rules of the land. Again, I understand that you understand all of this. I am not calling that into question. I am just merely stating for my friends here and so that we are all clear and aware of the terms of the contract.
Make a perception check, or make a persuasion check.
Okay. I accidentally closed the window instead of going to my tab.
How persuasive.
And that's how you win at D&D.
Can't fail to check if I don't make it.
No.
Hashtag nervous.
Can I assist by standing behind her and looking big and scary?
Pamferdam's out of their element.
Looking big and scary to try and persuade a hag who said that they would let you live.
Look big and capable?
Look strong and willing to go get thing you need.
Look willing to jump into a well?
I will say yes, but if with advantage, the check is not enough, how would you feel, Clout, about putting yourself on the negotiation line?
Why is it always me?
Because you wanted to listen!
I've been quiet this whole time. Okay.
You have bardic inspirations.
Oh shit, duh.
Oh right, the Fae.
Guys, you have to understand. I'm dumb as fuck.
That's not what finger class does! You had one job!
I'm looking at my skill list and I'm all like, look at all the things I can do. I can be scary. I can be strong. These are all the things I can do.
I can be capable. I'm good looking, and damn it, people like me.
I am persistent.
Bardic inspiration.
Okay,
This
yeah.
party's gonna TPK at some point.
TPK.
Oh gosh. Okay. What am I rolling?
Somebody run and
Persuasion.
live.
Yep.
Persuasion with an added D6, I believe.
Okay, so persuasion. I roll. Oh, boogers! I rolled a 6
Okay.
Ah,
plus a 3, which is a 9.
Lowry, in your book club meetings, normally when you practice these kinds of things, like you know what you want going in, the art of the deal, like you got this, Bavlorna is looking at you knowing that you are just a fledgling at this. And she, again, looks at you and says, reciprocity. You are here as delivery, and for that I have not swallowed you whole. You do not come as your true self, but under a guise. You will do these things for me. Then you will open negotiations.
Lady Blightclaw, a quick question about your well.
She looks at you.
Is it from a natural spring or is it a U-bend sort of situation?
Natural.
Amazing. Vice begins to roll up his sleeves.
And Bavlorna raises up a hand and says, "Find me upstairs when it is done. And if anything is missing or out of place, I will know."
By the by, we did see a suspicious person leave before us.
And she squints.
But if you want that information, it's going to have to be a fair trade.
Then you know how to instigate negotiations, don't you?
Yes, but after our job is done. We'll take care of whatever's in the well, and then we can talk.
Agreed. And she continues up the stairs.
Sorry, I tried.
No, that wasn't
You're
your
fine.
fault. I was supposed to do the talking there. I clammed up.
I think it was a bad idea offering to do the job before actually negotiating, because like they could be like, "Job done, get out of my house
I
now."
think, well, due to the laws of the land, she's forced to deal with us after we're finished with these jobs.
To be
All right.
fair, I'll deal with whatever's in that well before I have to deal with her.
Honestly, same.
That's a smart call.
What are we dealing with here?
Okay.
Pamferdam's gonna pull out their crossbow.
I'm not entirely sure how we
Before-
plan on getting rid of it, but
Before we actually go to the well, Vice like squats at the edge of the water or the pool and kind of like drags a finger through the water. Is it like slimy to the touch? Is it like
It's a little slimy. It's a little. It's like it's standing water that is about a foot deep. You're looking at all of the grime and detritus and everything that is contacted. Imagine if you left out like a cat's water dish. The cat is not there. The cat is at no risk of harm. But you left that in like a college kid's dorm
in the sunlight?
in the sunlight for a while. And like
Brody.
they're smoking inside. There's like trash that's getting on the floor. They're burning incense, but like it's not incense, and like definitely have an oregano problem.
That's just flicking his finger to the side. All right. Who wants to take a plunge?
Do it. I already got my foot wet.
Pamferdam's just gonna take cover and watch the well.
Clout takes like another step in there, gets both his feet wet, and says, "Hey, maybe we should try and figure out what this thing is before I get too deep in here."
I mean, we could just send something into the well that's not you. Like a bucket? Or I don't know.
You got anything for this, Pam?
We've got a heavy crossbow with some bolts.
I have a mummified raven claw.
Whisper.
No, don't send the boy in there.
Not going in. He's just gonna look.
Whisper rests above the water. And this well does have water that's like up to the top. It's like steadily draining out.
How you feel about this, buddy?
Scared.
Yeah, that makes both of us.
She was
Uh,
terrifying.
Yeah. No, I don't think I like hags.
She blinks her eyes at separate times. It's unnerving. I do not like this.
Oh, it's a
From the
little
sides.
But it's like a plat plat.
judgmental. That's a little judgmental. It might be she can't control that. Anyway, let's focus, Whisper.
Hmm.
What do you think is in the well?
Water.
God damn it, Whisper!
X out.
Whisper is the best of us.
That's a good start.
Hmm.
What do you think is in the water? Can you do me a favor and fly over it at a safe distance and take a look at what's in the water?
You owe me.
What do I give Whisper?
I don't know.
Love.
All right.
Oh, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Clout hates playing music, right?
Yeah.
Whisper loves it when Clout plays for him.
That's fucking adorable. Okay. Yeah. No, that's great.
Like, he loves, like, you doing, like, a dancing lights cantrip, because then it's like, oh, my friends are here, yay! Like,
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you do this for me, and I'll do the thing. But not right now. Later, okay?
There's like a quick hushed, like, ding, 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 ding. Like, yes, obviously, yeah, not right now. Now would be a bad time. Why would anybody? I'll me right now though. Yes, and
Yeah,
Whisper,
just go check in the well.
Zuzuzu, and goes directly above the well. And you see, like, as a glowing sphere, it is hard to judge orientation, but you see, like, their center, like, look down. And then they come back over to you, Clout. It's filled with water.
God. Thank you, Whisper. It's filled with water, guys.
You have to do the thing.
I know, Whisper. Later. He turns around and he starts sloshing towards the well.
Okay.
I'm realizing this. I walk exactly right. He's probably exactly doing this exact. He's saying this as he goes over. He's like, I walk right into these situations, don't I? I just walk right into them.
While Cloud is walking and grumbling, Pamferdam is going to take the piece of rotten food and kind of poke it into the tip of the crossbow bolt on their weapon. Kind of wiggle their circle their hand over top of their crossbow and mumbling a couple of arcane words. And I'm going to ready a attack spell if Clout is hurt by anything.
Okay.
If possible, Vice is gonna circle around the well to where the mirror stands and hide behind it.
Okay.
Clout grumbles all the way to the well, and then he just sort of. Then he kind of has like a moment of clarity, and he's like, "Whatever's in this well, if the hag doesn't like it, then maybe it's not so bad." He's going to just sort of like barely lean over the well, and he's going to say, "Hey, whatever's down there, just want to talk."
There's no response.
Seems like there's something in this well. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been asked to look for anything in here. I imagine that anything we do to get you out of here is going to be a lot more pleasant than whatever she tries.
No response.
Hey, Clout, what are you gonna do if it's like, not really intelligent?
Well, I don't know that yet, now do I? Clout's going to kind of like touch, like reach out and poke the water of the well.
It's water.
All right. Is it
Smelly.
like, yeah, it's nasty smelling water?
Yeah. It's not good. Yucky.
This is a house of death.
Fish fucking it,
Yeah. Thaumaturgy. Hey, is there anything in there?
Nothing.
Looks like the job's done, boys and lady.
Are you sure?
We're supposed
No.
to pull a creature out of this.
Are you not going in because you're scared to go in?
I'm not going in there because it's dumb to go in.
Uh-huh.
It would be really, really stupid to go in this well.
Even Whisper is like nodding.
God damn it. Ugh.
Lowry's gonna go over to the well and take a look too.
Anybody got a stick?
Got a rapier?
I
I have something better.
What?
A damsel in distress. Lowry's gonna go over the side.
Okay.
Sploosh.
So, Lowry, you go into the water, and it is just a conical well. You sink and sink for about 10 feet. And then there is a mite bit of a burning sensation. It's checking.
Oh. Oh no.
Never swim in hag water.
That is a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And Lowry, you are going to be taking 14 points of acid damage.
That's a lot at second level.
Lowry's more than bloodied.
Fuck.
You definitely damseled really good.
So there's got to be.
Oh,
I would like for
boy.
everybody to roll initiative, please.
God damn it!
Get my hand back.
12 from. Wait, was that 12?
I really
13
gotta
for
start
Lowry.
talking faster. Clout springs into action.
How much for Lowry?
13.
Okay.
18 for Vice.
Okay.
6 for Pamferdam.
I also got an 18. I'm pretty sure your dex is higher.
Okay.
Yes.
As part of the surprise round, the water from below starts to gush up as whatever was blocking this well seems to want to make its way to the surface. All of you who are here on the floor then see what looks like a tube made of some sort of gelatinous substance get pushed out of the well with Lowry floating inside of this. What otherwise would be a cube is instead more of like a large slinky shape, like you just pushed up on the Play-Doh.
Oh, it's like cranberry sauce when it comes out of the can.
So fun, honestly.
Oh.
It makes
She's
that
in
exact
danger,
noise, that as it like
Danger, but I love this.
I'm in that.
you are definitely in that. All right, so that was all part of its surprise action. So let me see here. Lowry, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. 11?
Okay, so with an 11, that is a failure.
Okay.
Lowry, you have already taken the acid damage and are engulfed. You
Yep.
cannot breathe, you are restrained, and you will be taking damage on the start of the cube's turn.
Okay.
And when it moves, you move with it. You can also try and escape by making an action of your own in terms of a strength check to try and escape. But for the time being, you're inside of this big ol' yuck monster. At the top of the round, or rather, since it came out, Pam, you had a held action.
Would Pam's education enlighten them as to how effective acid is on this creature?
Acid, from what it looks like, works just fine.
All right, then Pamferdam, with that, without even putting a finger on the trigger of the crossbow, says one final command word on their spell and casts Tasha's Caustic Brew in a line at the creature. Coating it in acid, it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 13.
Yes. So it takes 3 points of acid damage right now, and will continue to take that at the start of each of its turns unless it spends an action to clean itself.
Okay, sounds good. And then Clout, you did not have a held action.
Spell slot.
Vice, did you have a held action?
No.
Okay, so that is the end of the round. So then back at the top, Vice.
From where he's hiding, he rushes out, sees Lowry trapped in the cube.
It's
Fuck.
a cylinder.
Cylinder. We all know what this really is.
A water weenie.
Yeah. Those
And
toys.
he's encountered these before, right?
Yes, on the like yeah and no. for
Yes and
Vice.
no.
Yeah.
He knows what.
He knows what this is. He's in the
He knows
clean
what
up the
they're
sewers and
about.
Waterdeep, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna attack with his whip.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go. 23 to hit.
Okay. A 23 hits.
Would I be getting sneak attack off this because I dashed from behind the mirror?
I was also going to say there is definitely an ally within 5 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, ally.
Hello. We are going to try this as fast as possible. That is 7 points of what is this? Slashing damage, followed by a 5 of sneak attack damage. So 12 total.
Okay.
And he's going to use his bonus action to, well, he's going to use his movement to get back behind the mirror and hide.
Sounds good.
He'll yell to Clout and Pam in the 6 seconds. Try and get Lowry out of there. I can keep it occupied.
And as you're saying this, the water that was being prevented from flowing in the well is now just like full on going. Just as an aside, a lot
Yeah.
of wet.
That's his turn.
Okay. And Clout.
All right. Vice says, get Lowry out of there. He says, way ahead of you, pineapple. Bonus action, going to healing word for her. Let me roll for it. Where's my dice? You're gonna get 6 hit points from that healing word. My dear, how big is this thing?
It large.
Can I reach in
Yeah.
without getting pulled in?
No. You can try.
I'm a strong boy. I'm real strong. Though it only matters how dexterous I am, doesn't it?
Little
On your
bit.
inside, it's a strength check.
Okay.
This is also, if you would try to pull a creature out, it is a strength check.
That's exactly what I was gonna try and do.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I kind of want to grapple Lowry.
You gotta get a little deeper in there if you want to grapple, but like...
All right, I'm gonna try and pull her out.
Okay, make that strength
Either
check.
way, I'm doing it. God damn it! Why did I roll this dice again? I'm sorry. I did not put this dice far enough away from me. It is too shiny and pretty. I rolled a natural 1 for a 6.
Okay, you're also going to be taking 11 points of acid damage as your
Cool.
cosplay sleeves burn away.
Take this off. Ra-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, that's it.
Let me see here. So I would also like to point that it says in the book that it does dissolve any organic material that it comes into contact with. So Lowry, like there are like holes that are appearing on your clothes, and like your hat is not having a great time with this right now. But
It's killing the fungi.
it is also the cube's turn, as it had rolled very well in the initiative order. Yes.
At the beginning of its turn, it takes another 3 acid damage.
Okay. At the start of the cube's turn, Lowry,
That's me.
You are going to be taking quite a bit of acid damage. So let me get that. Hey, Lowry.
Yeah?
How many hit points do you have?
Oh, you never want to hear that from a
Currently or total?
Both?
Total 17. Currently 9.
Okay. So 32 points of
Oh my
acid
God!
damage.
Oh my gosh, that's so right for permadeath. Yep. Lowry's down.
What the hell?
Okay.
That's also way past your hit
That's
points.
down and out.
That's dead.
No, 30. What was it? 32?
32 points of
34 would be instant death.
Oh, okay.
Because
Oh
she has
my
17
God.
total.
Hey, was it supposed?
Huh?
Hey, I got a question about your balancing.
Yeah.
Between this fucking tree and this fucking cube. What the hell? What the hell?
Yay! I'm very glad it didn't kill you outright. I would have felt very bad. To be fair,
I would have too. This hat took 8 hours alone.
out of the okay, Knights in the Courtyard, the dice that got rolled out of this.
There were like a bunch
Alright,
of
I'll-
sixes, weren't there?
Yeah.
I'll write it down.
All right, so
You would have had to roll 5 fucking sixes, I
that
think.
is it is the cube's turn.
Oh boy.
I mean the cylinder. And it is going to then try and I mean, Clout, you're like right there. They're going to try and eat you. It's just going to like roll over and try and wrap you into it as well. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Don't roll the same dice, please.
Give me a second to open up my dice roller. I don't trust physical dice anymore.
Aren't the sparkly dice Tyler's?
No, these are my Baz dice.
Ooh. Well,
Like-
there we go.
Baz didn't roll badly. Did he? Did Baz roll badly? He was rolling an advantage most of the
That's
time.
a different campaign. Let's not worry about
let's
that.
go.
I'm having an existential crisis, y'all. Okay, I'm rolling a dexterity check. Off I go. I got a 13.
Okay, a good. A 12 is what you needed.
Okay.
So it does not swallow you whole when it tries to go over you, thankfully. Yeah, you are pushed 5 feet back or to the side of the cylinder. Then a creature that chooses not to be pushed suffers the consequences of a failed. So you're good?
I'm okay with getting pushed, yeah.
Gotcha. So you good. So you get pushed. That's fine. Next up. Hey, Lowry. How you doing?
I'm guessing you want a death save.
Yes, please.
Ten.
10. Good. Success. That's 1 on there. That's it for Lowry. Next up. Hey, Pamferdam.
Hello, I'm here.
It's your
All
turn.
right, Pamferdam. All right, so currently, Clout is trying to pull Lowry's body out of the goop. Vice is also engaged in melee range, right?
He has a whip.
He has a whip, so he's
Okay, so-
fighting
so-
it at 10 feet away, 5 feet
Cool,
away. 10 feet away.
cool. Golly gee willikers. Well, how wounded does Clout look? Okay.
Pretty damn wounded. Past bloodied.
Yeah, all right, then Pamferdam is going to... How far away is Clout from Pam?
Not very
Probably
far.
Pretty close. If we're in the this room isn't that big.
Is the water difficult terrain?
Uh,
It's like a foot deep,
In
you
like
said,
a
right? That's like
m-
halfling, or that's like gnome chest level.
It's fine. It basically, like, in a minute, it'll be bad. But for right now, it's, like, in the process of, like, raining down.
Well, then Pamferdam is going to slosh through the water and waddle their way over to Clout. Again, like this deep in the water right now. And grab onto your hips and start to chant out a series of magical words and cast Cure Wounds on you.
Hey, whoa!
Max. So for 12 hit points, your
Nice.
wounds seal. That is
Okay.
all my spell slots.
Holy shit, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So, next up, top of the round
calculator for this.
with Vice.
Myself now, not die. All right. Dashing from the other side of the mirror. Can he try and provoke the slime to head over his way instead?
Not possibly. Like, how would you want to provoke this slime?
Just whip around where he thinks is an auditory processing thing and just go, tasty snack right here.
Just
So it doesn't really rely on sound.
I have ball bearings I can toss at it. Or I could just whip it again,
You could
honestly.
whip it.
Yeah, I'll whip it again.
Whip it real good.
Cloud, get back and keep Lowry topped up.
I can't do that for very long.
Natural 20.
Hey,
24.
hey.
Oh. That is 12 points of slashing damage plus my dice, which get critical as well. 12 and 17 is 19 in total.
Okay. Excellent.
And he will not hide. He will stand like 25 feet away from it, or dash back 25 feet.
Okay. Get up to like a higher ground area.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Next up, Clout.
Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple.
Pew pew pew.
Healing word. You are getting...
So, question.
Yeah.
You were healing wording whomst.
Oh, Lowry.
Okay. With this in mind, with turn order,
Uh-huh.
the dissolving effect from the slime happens at the start of the slime's turn. The slime goes before Lowry.
Right.
So if you heal Lowry,
How many death saving throws does she have?
I've had one success. I have 2 more throws to make.
But if she takes the damage, she takes a
2.
fail.
Two
Mhm.
fails.
2 fails. So how many fails has she had?
None.
Done.
If I give her more hit points, then she just goes down next round.
yes.
Then she
Bardic
doesn't
Inspiration
lose
works during
2
death saving throws, though.
Sorry, what?
If I heal her up right now, then she just goes down next turn instead of losing 2 death saving throws.
Yes.
On the other hand,
Moral dilemma. Moral dilemma.
my other option is I can bonus action activate my tattoo, which gives me ranged attacks with my unarmed strikes. Could I possibly grab Lowry with my tattoo ability?
I would say yes, as long as you make the necessary DC.
Okay. That is the alternative to healing her.
Yes.
How do we feel about this, folks? I said, how do we feel about this, folks? I'm opening it up to the forum.
Oh, I heard none of the plan. I'm like miles away in my character sheet right now.
That's entirely
Like, what
fair.
can I
You're an
do?
artificer.
In the words of a very ill-fated airman, fucking send it.
Motherfucker, you're not helping me. The choice is between trying to get her out of there or prolonging her being in there. I cannot prolong her being in there forever.
So it's better to get her out and then heal her next round with a bonus action.
Yes, but it might fail.
It's a...
Is the tattoo an action?
The tattoo is a bonus action to activate, and then I have to use my action to get her out.
Gotcha.
I say mathematically go for the tattoo. There are 4 targets this cube can go after. Hopefully it doesn't go after Lowry again.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I will go ahead. Instead of healing word, I'm going to go ahead and activate that tattoo for the very first time.
And that
Chicken
foundation just like burns away.
Yeah, chicken foot starts to glow on me face. As a bonus action, I've activated it, and as an action, I will attempt to grab her.
Okay, so make a strength check.
I'm going to take a couple of steps back if I could possibly push Pamferdam as I do so. That's a
I will
dirty
not
20.
resist it. Well, push action is an action.
More
You're
of just like a
correct.
mom arm kind of thing. You said a dirty 20?
Yeah, a dirty 20.
Okay, that makes the check, and because you are using phantom limbs, you would not take the acid damage either. So you are able to successfully grab hold of Lowry and pull her out of the slime. What does it look like? What does the ability look like for Clout? This is the first time
God.
you've used it.
I'm
Or like,
trying
what
to
does it
think
like
of, like-
feel like even?
I'm trying to think of what it would like look like if it was an ability that Tasha gave him. I don't know that much about Tasha. Does she do like mage hand type shit?
She is a wizard of one of the highest calibers.
Okay,
Like
so
up
she
there
does-
with like Mordenkainen level
she
thing.
does everything.
Yes.
Then.
Taking acid and brain magic.
Acid and brain magic. Incredible. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, since it's wizard shit, it's basically a strong mage hand, which is to say, like, something in between a big bee's hand and a mage hand. So like he just like reaches out for her, and a ghostly version of that arm extends past what he can reach, grabs hold of her and then pulls her back. And he's just gonna like fucking put an arm around her and start moving back.
Okay. Sounds good. So you are pulling back. Lowry, you have been pulled out of the cube, which is good. Well, cylinder.
I'm gonna move as far away from it as I can.
Yeah. So that means that next up it is the cylinder's turn.
More acid damage.
Yeah, 3 more.
Woo woo woo! All right. It is 2d4.
Oh.
This time they're taking 6.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So, Pam, you are the only thing that is closest to it. So it is going to continue trying to just roll over towards you. I need you to make a
Small.
dexterity saving throw for me.
Yay! Rolling dices, and I rolled a 12.
A 12 is exactly what you needed. So, again, you just get sort of like pushed back out. And like, again, like that mom arm is strong right now. So thankfully, you are able to avoid getting engulfed by this cylinder as well. Then that is it for the cube's turn. Lowry, make that save.
Yeah.
Please.
14.
14, another success.
Wop, wop, wop.
Excellent. All right, Pam. The cylinder has tried to swallow you up the same way that it did Lowry. Lowry's not looking too hot at all.
I'd like to think that, like, in like whenever there's like a plane, like a survival movie where like there's some major disaster and the heroine, like, their clothing gets messed up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's like that strategically placed ripping. Like, that's Lowry's clothes right now.
It's gonna
The
take a
hat's
lot of
gone.
mending.
All right. Well, Pamferdam is not much of a combatant, so they are lacking right now. I cannot reload the crossbow right now, even to fire it. So Pam is going to drop their crossbow into the water and pull out like a sharpened wood knife and just fucking try and stab at this thing in melee range.
Okay, roll for stabs.
All right, stabbing.
17.
Okay, 17 hits.
All right.
Max for 6 stabbing damage.
Hell yeah.
Non-magical.
Alrighty. Next up, Vice.
Pam, get out of there. And he will move within 10 feet of the gelatinous cube and just whip it again.
Okay.
For a 13 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Gelatinous cube. 6 points of slashing damage, followed up by another, because Pam's within range. 6 sneak attack.
So 12 in total?
Yes.
Okay,
Nice,
sounds
nice.
good. It's not looking too put together. At this
Crap,
point.
it's still together.
Next up, Clout.
Okay, now pineapple. Keep on trying to reach for those dice. I don't trust you anymore. You have hurt me.
I just rolled a bunch of max on D&D Beyond. I think they're being nice to us right now.
They know.
They heard me crying. 5 hit points for Lowry.
Nice.
He's going to set her down gently, and he's gonna say, "You stay away from that fucking thing." Damsel my ass. And he's gonna walk towards it, get within 15 feet, and he's gonna like take on a boxer's stance, and he's just gonna fucking throw a punch. For the next minute, he's got Eldritch Maul activated, so he does an extra d6 of force damage on melee attacks.
Nice.
Did pretty
So
good.
he's gonna roll for it. That's a dirty 20. 5 bludgeoning damage with an additional d6 of 5. What kind of damage is it?
Force.
Force damage. Yep.
Okay.
Kapow.
This thing is barely holding itself together. So, person closest to it at this point is Pam, who stabbed it with a wooden knife. So it is going to try and strike out towards you, Pam. And you can see that it's just sort of like it like reels back and then just sort of like tries to flex at you. It's a weird flex, but okay. Does a 6 hit?
No.
All right. That is it for its turn.
Oh yeah, acid damage. It also takes 4 acid damage.
Okay. Lowry. This is your
Yes.
turn.
Excellent. Let's see here. What does Lowry have? What can she contribute?
Start eating all your good berries.
I have 5 hit points. I'm fine. She is going to wild shape into what would be funnier.
form of?
A lizard cow.
A bucket.
She is going to turn into a draft horse. Let's turn into a Clydesdale.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a challenge I
Splashing
can
around in the
do.
water.
Heck yeah. Is wild shape bonus action or action?
Combat wild shape's
Let's see.
bonus if you're a circle of the
Circle of the
Land druid.
moon.
I'm not. I'm
Oh.
Spores.
So
Let me
it's
It's
hang
an
on.
action then.
Okay.
That's my mistake then. Sorry. Never
No
listen
worries.
to me. Ever.
It's
Oh,
also a bonus action for Circle of Stars, but
yeah, it's an action for me.
I've only ever
yeah.
interacted with bonus action druids.
I'm just gonna get ready to stomp on this thing, so that's my turn.
Okay.
I am now a horse.
sounds good. Pam, you got your knife and a will to live.
All right.
Guys, we've almost got this thing. What the fuck?
Horse.
There's a horse?
Pamferdam, her advice is please, but realizes that they are the only one engaged in melee with it right now. Wanting to keep it in the same spot, Pamferdam is going to just continue to stab with a wood knife. And for clarification, it is a knife for carving wood, not a knife made of wood.
Gotcha. I played a rogue for a long time and used an actual wooden knife, so like that's my always first thought.
Pamferdam rolls 15.
That'll hit.
All right. 3 piercing damage.
Hey Pam, I have a really important question for you.
Hello.
How do you want to do this?
Well, first off, DM, will there be splash damage?
There will not be splash damage,
Okay.
as we will say that the rising water levels will like dilute it
I
enough.
was gonna say because Pamferdam finally finds a fucking critical break in the outer film of this creature, and much like the nigh invisible film over your eye, as soon as it gives way, it no longer can hold a liquid on the inside, and the creature kind of just vomits itself up and pours and dissipates into the water.
Hell yeah. And as you have popped this disgusting water balloon, Clout, you are there with like spectral fists ready to go. Vice, looking fashionable as always. And Lowry's a goddamn horse.
Yeah, no, Clout's losing his mind. He's going, horse? Horse?
There's a horse loose in the hag's hut.
It's just there's a Clydesdale there with like half a mushroom head on its head.
Sometimes the horse is quiet.
Nay.
Running over to the horse, and I'm gonna kind of just like push on the side of horse Lowry and be like,
Lowry, are you okay? Is your head okay? Are your friends okay?
And as
Is
Lowry,
it a sarcasm or?
as Lowry makes its little sound towards you, that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. We went a little bit over time, but we were in the throes of combat.
lives were on the line.
Lives were on the line! Guys, I had a absolute blast in tonight's session. This has been great. Thank you all for coming by. I couldn't do this amazing show without all of you. So RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and you can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things of my life and sometimes stream with my friends. Currently, Elden Ring's been taking up most of my time, so you can see me shitpost about that. And how I hop on a horse, my horse disappears, and I instantly die from fall damage. Yeah, so don't worry about that. Oh, I also have another video I gotta share. It's really funny. Other than that, Mondays, Sundays, over here. Sundays, of course, is Vice. Mondays as Caleb the Shatterkai Wizard in our homebrew campaign. Thursdays over at GGK, where we're doing Urban Shadows, Elegant Magic mashed up together. I play a ghost, and apparently I have been infected by some sort of jungle disease where flowers sprout from my body when I summon my pygmy minions.
Huh.
That's a sentence. Saturdays back over at GGK. I think we're starting Pathfinder for 2nd edition coming up. Unsure. I'll get back to you. Other than that, we do a game called Star Power, which is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Persona style game. Wow. My character has been basically mind warped. So now he has a cannon pointed at 2 of the allies in his party. It's gonna be fun. He's the tank. He also hits like one. Other than that, Sunday mornings over at the Hype Goblins channel, where you can go over to the YouTube to catch the VOD where I DM'd this morning a session of Monster of the Week. Normally, it's a 5e campaign run by the lovely Satan. Hail Satan. DanaeKeener.com.
I guess that means it's me next. Hey everybody, I'm Sarah the Hype Goblin. I do a lot of things all over the internet. Just Google the Hype Goblin and you'll find me doing something. If you want specific updates, follow me on Twitter and set your notifications for my thing. I always post when I'm going live, either here or on other channels, or when something gets posted up to YouTube. As RJ said, we have a D&D 5e campaign DM'd by the wonderful, fantastic Satan. Hail Satan. But yeah, if you want to check out RJ being an absolutely fantastic storyteller, go over to YouTube. Check it out. That's all for me, the Hype Goblin. DanaeKeener.com.
There it is. All right. And I am Mediaflare. I'm a voice actor and streamer. I've been basically a ghost for the entirety of this year so far, but that is going to be changing soon. Besides the fact that I stream here on Sundays with the crew, I also will be resuming the D&D adventure that I usually do on Mondays. The circus crew is back, so we should be starting that next week, Monday. Otherwise, I'll be posting a new schedule on my Twitter. There is going to be more streaming on my channel, as well as a couple more voice gigs coming up. Look forward to that. You can hear me soon.
Hey everybody, I'm
DanaeKeener.com.
Oh. He did it on purpose! Hi everybody, my name's
Waiting.
Find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D. RJ is playing ukulele.
Sorry.
You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there that says all the things that I'm up to. I'm also doing commissions nowadays. They're closed for the month, but if you want to try and snag up a slot, let me know on the 1st of the month, and we'll see what we can do for you. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point. Or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. If you want to know how to ask those questions, don't worry about it. Just join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the video description of this video or audio cast down below. It's a great time with a lot of wonderful people. It's an always growing community, and I'm going to be a lot more active in that community in the next coming while, because right now this is my only full-time gig. I don't have a daytime job anymore, so let's see how that goes. Let's go, buddy. But with that, we are going to be heading out for the evening, so I'd like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these wonderful players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week, and we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.